All right, you ready?
Yep, I am.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, guys. This is PJ, and that is Alejandro. Am I wrong?
Hello. Oh, yeah, you're not wrong.
There you go. That's Alejandro. Welcome to episode 3 of StatX Radio. We were not here last week because almost all of us died. As you can tell, Zach isn't here. He did die. He's gone.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Taken
Zach.
by the twisters.
Take it by the twisters. No, but for real, Zach isn't dead, but we wanted to say welcome to episode 3, the No Zach special. That guy cannot shut up. He talks way too much. We decided to give ourselves some break from him.
A fireside chat, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, does Zach talk too? Doesn't Zach talk like just way too freaking much, man?
Yeah, if only we could just tie up his mouth.
He's a freaking chatterbox. He doesn't shut up. That's why. Yeah. Well, everyone on here who likes Zach, I am sorry. He talks way too much. So we had to get a break a little bit from him. Set him to the side. Let him work on his own thing. He's working on some video about birds right now, robins or something. And here we are. So I wanted to start off by mentioning something really off, like completely random. Have you ever heard of Michael Reeves?
Doesn't ring a bell. Who's Michael Reeves?
Michael Reeves is a fellow YouTuber. He's kind of small, only like 1.9 million or something like that. And pretty much what he does is he makes stupid inventions. Like, for instance, he had a laser pointer on a eye tracker that would shoot him with lasers in the eye as much as it could while it was turned on. He had ones that would read Patreon subscription like quotes on his Google Home out loud, really loudly. So anyone typed in anything, it would just yell it anytime during the day. Anyways, he just made a video that I saw today that I thought was kind of random, and I wanted to mention it, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was a gas-powered fishing pole.
What?
Yeah, he put a weed whacker motor on a fishing pole, and what he would do is you'd cast down to try to catch a fish, and the second something bit, it just like brrr, and pulled it up like really fast. He had a problem for a little bit where it was pulling too hard, and the hook would just like fly out of the fish's mouth because it would just like rip its lip open, and the fish would get away because it was pulling way too hard.
Tempting me to just like put pause to this and go watch that name because that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, not to sponsor him or anything, but I love his channel. I've followed him for a while. All my engineering background and stuff. I really enjoy that guy. But anyways, yeah. So that's about it. Michael Reeves. This is a humble little YouTuber. If you haven't heard of him, go check him out. I think he has like 1.9 million subscribers or something like that.
Oh yeah, just a miserly 1.9 million subscribers.
Just measly. It's all right. Fellow YouTuber. One day we can only hope he becomes as big as us. I mean, that's
oh yes.
So I do want to mention one thing. For everyone who listened to episode 2 about Whataburger, there is a kind of update to Whataburger. Alejandro is about to be in the States for a couple days.
Yay! Finally.
He is coming to visit, and for everyone who knows when this goes live or listens to this live, next week we are going to have a special episode specifically on video games. So if you don't like video games so much, you may listen if you want, listen if you don't. But if you know someone who likes video games, send them our way. We're going to be doing a lot of reactions and such for E3 next week.
Oh yes.
And we'll be doing it live, pretty much, because Alejandro will be here live.
Exactly. Finally, people can see my face instead of just my really cool looking cartoon.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be, man, yeah.
Glad any 3. Like, I can't believe it's already here.
Yeah, so it's legitimately nuts, man. I remember in December hitting Christmas, man. Like, so I injured my back in December because I was doing some deadlifts, and long story short, I had a previous injury I can mention here in a bit later. But I was doing some deadlifts and some squats, and I injured my back in December. And I remember being out of commission for probably like a couple weeks, and it feels like it was just yesterday because I just got over the back injury recently. And
that sounds nuts because I'd never heard this before.
Yeah, man.
I've been talking since December.
yeah. I mean, it was nothing that like kept me from doing a podcast or sitting down at a computer. I mean, but it kept me from lifting the weights that I used to be able to lift and such, and that kind of stunk.
So
but
was this around the time you did your Smash Bros. Real review from like back then, or was this after?
I think that was right before. No, yeah, it was right after. Right after. I did the totally legit Smash Brothers Ultimate review. Yeah. Which, by the way, that series is not dead. I have some things in the works, including Persona 5, which is going to be a lot of fun. Which, by the way, you've been playing that game a little bit. Have you played any more of it since last week?
Yeah, about that.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You'll get around to it. I know you will.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of games that you haven't played yet, Minecraft.
Yeah. Also about that.
I was going to mention that. I think I know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about to happen. Hopefully this week. So.
Oh, you playing it? Never mind. That's not what I was mentioning. Well, what I was mentioning is, do you know what the #1 most sold video game of all time is, and it has been for a very long time?
Minecraft.
Tetris.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yep, Tetris was the #1 most sold game of all time. How is that fair? It's not, because they include every version of Tetris, like Tetris Battle,
from
Tetris
the 1960s,
all the way till now. They count every version of Tetris as the same game for some reason. Well,
and I'll make the argument: Tetris Effect on PS4, the best version you can play.
Yeah, I've never played Tetris outside of like an arcade machine, so I have no idea. But Microsoft was like, you know what? Well, if you're going to count all those as the same game, let's count Minecraft as the same game. Pocket Edition, Wii U version, Beta version, everything as the same Minecraft, which it is. So, yes, actually, you're right. Crazy story. A couple days before it hit its 10-year anniversary, 10-year birthday, it finally, and I mean finally, overthrew Tetris as the #1 most played and downloaded or bought game of all time.
Well deserved. Even though I haven't played it yet, I think it's still deserved. The Tetris is still Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris.
Minecraft, even it's moving into the world of Pokemon Go. I think we covered that last week. We mentioned that.
Yeah, we don't really need to mention a whole lot. It's just getting a phone app, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see things that people build in real world.
That's gonna be my way to play that game. Finally.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, so what have you been up to? I mean, I hear you had a 8.6, 6.8 earthquake.
It was a 6.8 earthquake last Wednesday, right before the delay of our podcast, actually, and it was nuts because, oh boy, talk about having insomnia. And having insomnia wake you up 30 minutes before your whole house starts shaking down, and then you have all your frames falling, and you hear screams and all that. One of those things maybe turn out, but just to mention it, it's like there's nothing more scary than an earthquake here in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like
I've never been there, so I would know. Do you know anyone who suffered any like big damage or?
The people in the coastal areas were the ones that took the bigger brunt of it because the earthquake was.
And weren't you just there in the coast like last week?
Yeah, that's what's so funny. It's just to think about that. I was at the coast, just chilling with some friends a week before, and in that same spot, a big earthquake hit, and they were on tsunami alert. And
oh my lord,
some houses fell. And it was pretty terrifying. And I'm like, man, if Oklahoma has to have tornadoes, of course we're gonna have to have those.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, the worst thing that happened here is I had a giant freaking tree fall over into a house nearby. And then I had some people in my apartment complexes have their windows broken. I wanted to leave to go to Oral Roberts down the street because for the tornado. But the problem is I had 2 tornadoes land. I had one land in between me and Oral Roberts and in between me and Jinx. And so there was no escape. I had to just sit here and just hope that I didn't die. So that was pretty scary.
Who could even take care of Baxter if that happened?
Yeah, I know, right? Speaking of Baxter, I brought him into pretty much what I did is I grabbed him and I ran into the bathroom and put him underneath a blanket, and he just kept thumping on the ground because he was super pissed that I was holding him. He hates being held. So I was like, I mean, serve yourself, man. Oh, fun thing. So I did, speaking of rabbits, and the only reason why I'm connecting this is that I went to a petting zoo yesterday at the Renaissance Fair.
The Renaissance Fair is happening right now?
Yeah, actually just ended. It just ended.
Dang it.
Yeah, man.
Why couldn't I fly in like a week earlier? Because I've never been to a Renaissance Fair.
Well, don't worry about it. Once we make our way down south or over west, you'll go to a larger Renaissance Fair with me. No problem. But yeah, there's some pretty crazy stuff. I like the Renaissance Fair. They have this fake jousting competition thing that's pretty cool to watch, and seeing some people who are dressed up in, Renaissance outfits, et cetera. It's pretty cool. I would say, though, just because I want to mention this, somebody there has the best job of all time. And every year I think this, and I completely forget to mention this to anybody, because it's like for some reason, the second I leave the Renaissance Fair, it's like that Renaissance Fair never happened. And so I just never like...
It's anyway. Like a Twilight Zone wormhole.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Which, all right, so anyways, so this is such a freaking beautiful job. So here's the thing. You know how they have different booths at fairs and stuff where you can like pay money to play a game or something?
Like throw the hatchet and
Yeah.
throw the ball to the thing. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Well, this one is you get to throw a tomato at a prisoner. And the
like
prisoner.
a real prisoner?
No. This is what's great. So the guy who plays the prisoner is told to talk as, in quote, is to talk as much shit to every passerby he possibly can, and as personal roasts that he can make. Like he talks about women staying in the kitchen, etc. Like he does all this stuff because he wants you to get really mad and then want to throw a tomato at him. And so you're just in the area. You're a target for like this loudest dude,
Trash
like just,
talker.
dude, and it's so personal. This guy is so good at it too. Oh my lord, this guy has like this really bad beard, and he was like 500 some pounds walking through, and he was like, hey Chubbs, and the guy looks over, he's like, hey, are you trying to grow out a beard to cover up your chins or whatever? And it's like, you're gonna grow it. It's like, you're ever gonna be able to grow enough hair to be able to cover up the second chin or whatever? And then he gets his son to throw a tomato, and then the dad throws a tomato, and he's like, hey boy, bring your dad to the park and teach him how to throw or whatever. It's just sad, man. But they have police, like actual policemen out there, just in case someone gets really like personally attacked and jumps the fence to go like beat him up.
I was gonna say, like, isn't the Renaissance Fair like a pretty family affair? Like kids can go there.
I mean, kids can, but I mean, it's like, it's a pretty like accurate, tries to be a fun / accurate representation of the time. And so I mean, they have like wenches and stuff walking around and etc. and stuff like that. So they have like a luncheon with wenches or whatever, you know, like hookers, whatever. So it was weird, and it was fun. I mean, I enjoy it every year. I got a chalice and I got a chainmail dice bag for D&D, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Sweet. I was actually gonna ask about D&D. Do they like play like big games there in the Renaissance Fair? Is there like a competition?
Bigger Renaissance fairs will have certain rooms set aside for like specific D&D campaigns. This one didn't have anything. But speaking of D&D, we do want to mention that we have some special things coming on this podcast. One of them, I can't really mention it in complete detail, but I will mention there is something D&D related coming that I think people will like, including all of us playing certain characters and acting out things on audio.
And certain someones that have never played getting to play a very weird role.
Yep. It's going to be... Yeah, I'm quite excited. So that stuff's coming up soon. Also, do you want to announce the big thing about the thing that might possibly happen or go live by the time that this is live?
Yeah, so you guys, for all of us, or for all of you that follow us through our social media channels, you may have noticed that we recently got an updated logo mentioning that we got some new things coming up. And you also may have noticed that after the Game of Thrones finale review, there hasn't been much posted content.
Yeah.
Well, after we went dark for a little bit, we're excited to announce that we actually now finally have a website.
Ding, ding, ding. Mother. I'm not going to say it. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
we have a F-word website. I am super excited. Oh, my Lord. I want to curse super bad.
Boy, I tell you, I have much more respect for people that code these things from the ground up, because I've been working on this thing, and boy, oh boy.
I've been working on it for about a month.
Yeah, it's been a
pain in the ass.
Exactly, because just trying to find the functionality of it to make sure that it has everything that we need, that it has the look, and waiting for our logos. And
yeah, not gonna, not to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna toot my own horn. This website is hella profesh. Like, it looks hot, man. Like,
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty freaking hot. Like, wow.
Yeah, you were like looking at it just before we started, and because I was like, because just full transparency, I've been the only one working on this thing, so he has had no idea how it looked until literally 10 minutes ago.
And the benefit of it all, if I'm correct, is that if there's anything wrong with it or whatever, we can like pretty much update it pretty fast, hopefully.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been making sure that it's updatable to make sure that.
Yeah. I mean, like, we have full reign of it, and on top of that, we also have links to everything that we make, the podcast, etc. Mm-hmm. We are gonna. The other cool announcement for your part: everyone who has been here since Critical Corner, or Alejandro's Critical Corner, Static's Critical Corner, every change of it. And we announced last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess now, that it was going to be Static's Reviews officially. It's going to no longer be on Blogger anymore.
Exactly. So Blogger, you served us well, but you were a one-time affair that was keeping us warm until the real thing came in.
Amen.
Thank you, and hope your life is full of much blessings in disguise, because my God, what we have now will be much better.
Much better. We're going to host all of our stuff on our own website. So moving forward, which is extremely exciting, we don't have to use any other external hosting services except for like whenever we post things for podcasts and etc. Coming in the future on Spotify, etc. Spoiler alert. That will be us on that. I mean that's exciting, but I think the biggest thing to me is that now everything's hosted on our own thing. So for instance, all of our YouTube content is hosted on our own YouTube channel. All of our stuff for social media is hosted on our own social medias, and any of our blog posts, etc., that will link on all of our social medias too is on our own website. So therefore,
crazy to think where we are 5 months after we started this thing, right?
It's only been 5 months.
Yeah, because we started in late January, so it's technically been 4.
Wow, dang, dude, that's nuts. Well, I mean, hey, shout out to anybody who's been here since the beginning, and shout out to everybody who's new. Don't forget, if you're listening to this for your first time, I'm going to do one last plug here before we continue. Please subscribe to this channel. We have a lot more content coming. Also, subscribe to my channel, Jayohkay, Jayohkay. Again, Jayohkay. I have a video coming up very soon that's a love letter to the anime series Cowboy Bebop. If you've ever seen that or haven't seen it, nonetheless, you need to watch it because I recommend that you watch this video because I'm kind of hoping that it convinces some people to go and watch that series for the first time all the way through.
I kind of want to see that because it's been a long time since I've dove into an anime or manga or whatever. So
yeah, I
hope you make the case.
It's really good, man. I don't buy a whole lot of physical copies of things, but after I finished Cowboy Bebop on Hulu, again, I finished it like I said last time on the episode, that I watch Cowboy Bebop a lot, just kind of like keep up with like my standard of what I enjoy. I finally went out and bought the entire series physical copy because I was like, you know what, I want to support this even more. And not necessarily like a huge spoiler, but a small spoiler of my video that I'm making is, and the main point I want to present is that I believe the more life you've lived and the older you are, well, not necessarily older you are. Some people live more life than other people who are older than them. I mean, I'm pretty sure you understand that, Alejandro. I mean, there's some people you've probably met who are like younger 20s or in their teens that have lived more than some people that you know who are in their upper 20s and feel like they just graduated high school, right?
Yep. Many of them.
And so, yeah, pretty much the more life you've lived, the more Cowboy Bebop is going to speak to you. And I feel like that, and without naming any of them, I'd say I present this idea through its themes that it presents, and it's adult themes, and it's not drug, sex, and violence. It's things like poverty and etc. And like
so the real mature stuff that matters. Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy because it speaks to things that everybody who's had to deal with growing up has had to overcome at some point. No matter how rich you were, no matter how poor you were, it doesn't matter. These are things that once you get old enough and mature enough, you've had to realize and overcome at some point. And it speaks to it in such an artistic way that it's going to pull your heartstrings. So pretty much when I watched the show, let's say 3 years ago, it tugged on my heartstrings a little bit. But when I watched it this year, it just full on gut punched me. Like I just
now
like
you're in the real life and like all the sugar coating after college has just wiped, and now you see the full reality of the harsh real world.
It's awful.
Has it ended, or is it still ongoing?
Cowboy Bebop, it's only 26 episodes. Yeah, it ended a long time ago.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Like the genre, it's a tragedy. So I mean, it has
quick
a
question.
End. What?
Compared to Death Note, which was actually the last anime I ever watched,
which is good except for the last couple like episodes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought the finale was good, but
Cowboy Bebop is way better. Way better.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask if this is about someone that really liked Death Note, how much I would like that, and for 26 episodes, I can bite. At least it's not Naruto 5 million episodes.
Yeah, or even worse,
still going.
Which I need to go watch the new episode of One Piece. It's on like 850 something, I think. I don't know.
Jeez.
I've watched every single one of those. Woohoo!
Yeah,
My life
man,
is ruined.
yeah, that's quite commitment there.
Yeah.
And I like watching TV a lot, and I don't know if I could stomach 800 episodes or something.
Oh man. So some like personal stuff here. I want to mention. This is like some big freaking deal for me. I want to mention this. So I've heard some people recently that I'm talking to saying that they really, really, really like Mazio's pizza, and I think that's I'm be honest, some full of shit. I think they're full of shit.
What?
So
Are you kidding me? Mazio's pizza.
it's awful.
Mazio. Wow.
It's awful food. Am I wrong? Like, Mazio's
Like,
pizza is awful. Like,
when we were in college and they were always bringing that pizza for like the big events.
yeah.
Wow. It's like, man, give me Little Caesars any day of the week over that thing. And
So
even I think Little Caesars is like low tier. So,
oh my Lord. So here's the thing. You may not, you'll probably hear me type. That's okay. I'm sorry in advance. I want to make a list because there's been some things recently online that's been pretty popular called tier lists. If you don't know what a tier list is at home, it is pretty much a ranking. So I want to rank the like fast food pizza places, which include Pizza Hut. So good old Pizza Slut. Domino's. We have Domino's Pizza. We have Mazio's. We have Mazio's, which is awful pizza.
Andolini's.
Andolini's isn't fast food. Andolini's is a little bit cool stuff.
Oh, okay.
But Andolini's would win, like freaking ballpark would win.
Yes.
not even a joke. Pizza Hut, Domino's, Mazio's, yep. Papa John's. I want to mention good old Papa Bo, because John is now gone because he said the N word. He's no longer in charge of Papa John's, which is quite sad. So it's now going to be Papa Bo or whoever is going to take over, which, by the way, Bo is his son. If you watch H3H3, you would get that reference. Papa Bless, everyone who watches H3H3. Pizza Hut, Domino's, Mazio's, Papa John's, and we want to mention, oh man, what was it? Little Caesars. We're going to do Little Caesars. Any other thing I'm forgetting? There's probably something that I'm forgetting, and everyone at home is just like yelling at me like, dude, what the hell? Like, how are you forgetting this thing? Little Caesars, Pizza Slut, Domino's, more like Domino's, Pizza Slut, Domino's, Mazio's, Papa John's, and Little Caesars. Is there anything else I'm forgetting?
I think you got all of them because I'm not much of a pizza guy, so I think those are the basics.
Mazio's, Domino's, Papa John's, Little Caesars. There has to be something else. What's the other thing that's like Papa John's? Papa Murphy's.
I remember Joe Mama's before it burned down.
Yeah, I remember that one. I also remember Mary Jane's Pizza here in town. That was open until 4:20 in the morning. No joke. They sold pot brownies with everything. Oh,
That's still the best. That's like so Tulsa.
Yeah, so actually I have something to mention about pot after this. So anyways, Pizza Slut, Domino's, Mazio's, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Papa Murphy's, anything else I can think of. Oh, Hungry Howie's. I know you've had that.
Oh yeah, we had that a lot the first summer we met. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Those Eagle Bucks.
I remember.
That Eagle Bucks are nothing.
So here's the thing. We're gonna just go down the list, and we're gonna give it. S tier is the best thing. So we have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and then we're gonna just go D and F. So right. Pizza Hut, what would you give it?
D or C tier?
I was thinking B. And
really?
Yeah, because here's the reason why. How recent have you had Pizza Hut?
As recent as last week, but also because if you compare the Pizza Hut that I have here compared to the one that you have there, my Pizza Hut is S tier, whereas the one over there, it's close to D and C tier in comparison.
Well,
on price and quality.
My thought, I really like how you can customize the crust there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the crust. Yeah, Pizza Hut.
Do you like putting the cheese in the crust, the hot cheese?
Oh yeah, some of that's pretty good. I really like the chili paste that they put on some of the crust sometimes, the chili flakes. I think that's really good. So if it's S tier there and C tier here, or like D or F tier here, you want to go with C right in the middle somewhere?
Yeah, C. I think C is right for it because I think Pizza Hut in the States is actually very overpriced compared to the other ones also.
Well, you also get paid like $3 an hour there.
Yeah, well, that will make more sense now.
Anyways, economy sucks. All right, I'm just gonna throw this out here just to begin with. Domino's is my favorite. I hard give Domino's an S tier.
Yeah.
The only reason I
would
put it to A is because of price.
Mm-hmm. Though, would you even say that, considering they always have that promo of the two medium-sized pizzas for $6 each?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
I
that's
forgot about that. Is that still
yeah,
going? Yeah, that is still going on. Yeah,
it's
you know,
always
screw
it's
that.
getting
S tier. If anything, I would give it an S plus or a double S tier. Like, Domino's is good freaking pizza from start to finish, man. I don't. Ah, man. Yeah, just Domino's is great. I mean, is there any complaint that you have about Domino's? I mean, the wings.
not at all. That's the
Yeah.
one that I would always
Wings
go
suck.
for, because it's like I feel it had the most variety in its toppings. The quality was always consistent. The price was good. I like the chicken nuggets that you can get.
Well,
or
you
like
mean the
the
wings?
bread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't see that. That's what I was gonna mention. I don't like the Domino's wings because they're not
think
wings.
they're fine.
They're chicken nuggets.
And that's the thing. I like chicken nuggets. I don't
I
like
mean, they're
wings.
good, but I want wing. I mean, oh well. I still give it an S plus because we're talking about pizza here. We're not just.
Oh yeah.
So Mazio.
And also in comparison, like the big opposite thing of Domino, because we have Domino's here, and Domino's here is pretty good, B tier, but now in the US it's like completely opposite.
So
It's actually
freaking
better over
So
there.
freaking good, man. It's so great. And the best thing is that place near college that we got 50% off. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. All right, so moving on from the
also
best to
50%
possibly my
Papa
worst.
John's. Then there's Papa John's.
Really? Papa John's is 50%?
I thought you get because of the college association and all that. Did they give you
Oh,
that?
I didn't know about that. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
right. I have my college ID. I could probably still do that. All right. But no, stepping back, I want to go from the best to possibly my least favorite. What about Mazio's?
Oh yeah, Mazio's straight up F.
Oh,
If you
F-
could-
easy-
the F is
easy.
of F's.
See, my opinion with Mazio's is that people around here are sentimental with Mazio's because they've had it since they were a kid. Now, somebody who comes from the middle of the U.S. and has traveled up towards New York a lot, I hard believe Mazio's just sucks. It's awful. I mean, like, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of redeeming qualities. Maybe the fact that they have a, like, what's it called, a buffet middle of the week.
I think so. Yeah, they always had a
Lunch buffet.
yeah. But my thing is that I tried giving Mazio's the benefit of the doubt because our college would always bring tons of them, and of course, when you're mass producing them in the 20s and the 30s boxes, it's not gonna be as good. It's like all bland and stiff and all that. But even when I went to the restaurant, I was like,
It's still bad.
the taste is just off. Like the bread is all stilted.
Yeah, the bread just tastes like too much like flour. It doesn't taste like bread.
Uh-huh.
It tastes like flour, and the sauce sucks. The meat's awful. Bad, man. It's just bad. I don't get people who like it. Yeah, that's just straight up F minus.
Just straight up
Z tier for me.
Oh yeah, Z. Like the very. I was like, wait, C? No,
Z, like the Z, like the very last of the tiers. Like awful. It's off of the freaking like tier list. It's just take it off. It's disqualified for not even being pizza. Now, on to the next thing. Papa John's.
Yeah, that one. I liked at a certain point, and then I just burnt out on it.
Yeah.
So it's just more. It's not bad. I actually
but
think
that
it's pretty
garlic
good
sauce, bro.
Yeah. The garlic sauce is like the big one, or the cheese sticks.
Oh, it's
like my brother always buys the cheese sticks.
Let's put it this way: Papa John's health-wise is a like Z minus.
Yep.
But Papa John's taste-wise is a solid A plus.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The price is where it's Achilles heel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, like Domino's and Papa John's, I feel like are both overpriced. So Domino's is S plus just because we have special deals and they have special deals. Papa John's, every time I've been there, they don't really have a special deal. It's just
it's very rare compared to El Salvador, which we get them so often. So Papa John's is always the one that's always rolling over here.
So all right, so on the tier list, on a count of three, we're gonna say it at the same time. All right, what we think? 3, 2, 1. B tier. No, you didn't tell me. Come on.
Oh crap! Because I was still thinking.
Oh come on.
Little Caesars.
All right. So what do you think? All right. What do you think on Papa John's?
Okay.
I'm gonna change my answer because I take it back. So 3, 2, 1. B minus.
Papa John's.
You just said Papa John's.
Yeah.
That's not a tier.
Oh, that's... I'm so confused.
Papa John's goes in Papa John's tier. What? No, you have to tell me what
it exists in its own thing.
What is it? What is it for you? Is it
B plus, A minus. Like it's hovering over there. Because
What
I
about
do
what
like.
about just a solid B?
I could go with that. Like if we have to be more stiff in our rankings, yeah, B is where I would put it based on how much I've had it and I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can have too much of a good thing.
so
That
yeah,
garlic sauce.
yeah.
That
The
garlic
garlic
sauce
sauce is yeah, frick it, man. Yeah, it gets B plus. It
yeah.
gets a B plus. It gets a B freaking plus.
I got for A
Now
minus.
here's where we're gonna get a little controversial. Little Caesars. So my case for Little Caesars
Mhm.
is that the pizza isn't good, but it isn't bad.
Exactly.
It exists. It's Little Caesars pizza. But I actually like its wings and I like its garlic bread. And on top of that,
Yeah,
it's $5 for a large freaking pizza, man.
Exactly. I was gonna say like price tends to be a very big determining factor for me.
And me.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
man, it's like
We're in our 20s, man.
I think
What's
it's
price cost?
yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think it's a C tier pizza with A plus condiments. Yeah, and pricing.
absolutely.
So I think it's a B. I think it's like if we like balance it out like that.
Some people are gonna get really mad at us for saying this because I know a lot of people just hate Little Caesars, like absolutely hate on Little Caesars. But fight me.
Trust me, after
Fight me.
Mazio's, I'll take Little Caesars every day of the
Oh,
week.
absolutely. It is. And fight me for saying this, but it is the most convenient pizza that you can get. You can walk in, pay $5 flat,
And you walk out.
you walk out just like
and
that.
It's hot. And it's hot and ready.
Hot and ready, baby. That's what they call it. Little Sleezers, always hot and ready. Go in, $5. It's cheap. It's a cheap and sleazy pizza, and you're gonna walk out, and you don't feel great about the fact that you're eating the pizza, but you don't feel awful. You're just like, yeah, I just had some pizza.
You just have your belly full.
Yep.
Of,
So fight me.
pleasantries.
Come to my house and fight me in person for this, but I'm gonna give it a solid A tier.
All right, I won't argue against that. I would even go for B, just for balance sakes. But it's your list. Well, it's kind of our list.
It's our list, man. Come on. I mean, you can fight me for this. It's fine. I mean, Papa John's got a B plus. That's me putting Little Caesars above Papa John's.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's. If we just talk about taste, Papa John's is definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
But if we talk about the convenience, boy, it's like one of the things that I don't like about something's getting pizza is knowing that it takes so long compared to other fast foods.
Yeah.
So Little Caesars has that advantage of being like, oh, should I just pass by that Sonic across the street or go to Wendy's?
Yeah.
Just quickly, because you 5-10 minutes tops and you have it with you.
Yeah.
Whereas a pizza, like it's always 30 minutes, and the fact that Little Caesars, it's. And I wouldn't even say the taste is good. It's just not as good as the other ones, but the convenience like rises it up for me.
Yeah.
I won't argue. I'll go with A there.
A tier?
Yeah, A tier.
All right.
Let
So
us-
I
let them
chose this one.
dream.
I'm going to let you choose the last one here that I want to mention. We have one more. Have you had Papa Murphy's before?
I have not, unfortunately. So.
Okay. Then we'll disqualify it. I don't want to talk about something that you haven't had. So the last one. So sorry, everyone who's a huge fan of Papa Murphy's. You get a disqualification.
Sorry.
And your opinion does not matter to us. So
It's our list. Deal with it.
let's deal with it. Well, I do want to mention this is the official StatX opinion on Pizza List.
That sure's gonna go well with everybody.
Zach's gone. He has no opinion.
Yep.
in this.
Sorry, Zach.
Sorry, Zach. I hope you like
drawing your
Mazio's because
Pokemon.
it's a low tier.
Yeah.
I was able to pick Little Caesars, and I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and let you pick Hungry Howie's.
Hungry Howie's is a B minus.
Explain. I need to hear why.
It's way too greasy for my taste.
Okay.
If it wasn't for the Eagle Bucks that I had when I was buying it, I wouldn't say the prices were worth it from what I was seeing. It's like
Well, I mean, it's like one of the only things you could actually use your Eagle Bucks on besides laundry.
exactly. And now laundry at college
It's free now. It's so beautiful. It was.
Man, people have it so good now. So, but yeah, it's just that was just more like, well, I have this money that I can use in anything else than.
One little aside, some news for you. I think you're going to be excited about. Remember those apartment complexes that they were building? They finally opened up in August.
Yeah, I was so excited to go there and take a selfie and be like, I came a year later and a new building came up. So I can't wait to see that and surprise some people. That's gonna be my surprise, suckers. I'm back in Tulsa. For the people that don't know.
I
Or
will
if they
send
listen
you
to
a
this
video
podcast.
inside of it because Zoe's gonna live in there. Anyways, Hungry Howie's gets a B minus. Why? What was it? Too greasy?
Yeah, it was too greasy for my taste. It has a really good cheesy bread from what I remember, but that was only worth it for the money that I was able to spend on it.
Yeah.
Thanks to RA stuff, but it wouldn't be a pizza that I would go compared to the others if I had to spend real money on it. So B minus, C plus.
I can agree with the B minus. So far we have Pizza Hut as a C, just a solid mid-tier pizza.
Yeah.
Domino's S plus tier. This boy is broken. It's unfair. It needs to be like nerfed hard. Mazio's needs a hard buff. It's almost unviable at at all.
It's down there in oblivion.
Like guaranteed, if you pick Mazio's for a tournament or a big event, everyone's gonna be disappointed in you, and you're gonna lose big time. Papa John, B plus. Pretty good pizza. Has garlic sauce and everything. It's stupid good. Little Caesars, again, slay me for this. I think it gets an A.
Yep.
The convenience of it cannot be rivaled by any of these. And
the fact that the pizza still tastes okay to good.
I think it's good. Yeah, it's good pizza. Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what we can do? Screw everybody listen to this. You're gonna watch us eat Little Caesars pizza live for one of our E3 events. Him and I are gonna be just chowing down on some Little Caesars, and you can watch us enjoy it.
Man, I can't wait to show that on 2 hours of press conferences.
Woo! 2 hours of press conferences and Little Caesars. Heck yeah! And to end it, the most controversial ones for people. Oh man, I keep burping. Anyone who lives near Oklahoma or Kansas or Texas or anything like that, you'll know about Quick Trip. So
little Quick Trip. That man, that place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've sure seen some stuff.
I've pretty much like dead set on wherever we move statics in the future, there needs to be a Quick Trip nearby. I'm just like if they're like, hey, we don't have Quick Trip in LA, I'm like, screw that, moving to Texas.
What about a 7-Eleven? You don't like that as a?
It's not as good. No, Quick Trip's a lot better. It's like it feels like a home, man. It is a quick trip, but it's more like a quick home sometimes. But here's where I'm getting at. Quick Trip Kitchen is super good. I don't know if you had it yet.
Oh yeah, I've had that a lot of breakfast when I was working a direct marketing job. That was like had a Quick Trip directly next to the.
So have you had Quick Trip pizza?
I have not.
Alrighty. So. Frick, we have to disqualify it then. But I want to mention that if I were to give Quick Trip Pizza a listing on here, I'd put it up with Papa John's with the B plus.
Ooh, okay, is it that good, huh?
I think it's pretty good. I think it tastes better than Little Caesars pizza, and its convenience and price is better than Little Caesars. Actually, then why would I give it a B plus? No, dude, I'd give it an A plus then. Because it's better than Little Caesars. The price is like this, almost the same as Little Caesars. The convenience is there because it's a quick trip. You know, it's not a quick stop. You don't stop. You go in and you buy an entire pizza or a slice.
All right, I need to try this now because that's high praise there. And since we don't have a Quick Trip down here, I have to see this for myself.
Let's do it.
I do like the hot dogs there, so
yeah, let's do that. So we'll have. Oh, that'd be great. On one of our things we can do, we can try Little Caesars and Quick Trip, and we can see which one's better. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Alrighty.
We have had enough time for all this stuff now this coming week.
Yeah, dude, we have so much freaking time. I mean, maybe, who knows? Anyways, so speaking of time, we are done with pizza tier list with what reigns supreme? Do you remember?
Domino's.
Domino's, number one, baby. Domino's is the best.
That's and I would love to do one of these for burgers sometime soon. That'll be... Oh man,
episode 4 easily.
For so far, that's gonna be. I think we're going to have knives out for that one.
Yeah,
I have some opinions.
Yeah, we're probably gonna argue quite a bit for episode 4. Because I have some opinions for that too.
Oh man, this is where I wish I was gonna go to Dallas instead of like how my ticket ended up.
For In-N-Out, so you could have tried it.
Because I've never tried it.
You could have tried both.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. All right, that's fine. Shake Shack is great. Oh, fight me on that. That's so good. Anyways, so...
I think there's a Shake Shack in Tulsa, right?
No.
I think
No.
It wasn't.
No, I wish.
Or was it Steaks and Shakes? The ones that was in Tulsa.
Steak and Shake's pretty good too. But speaking of burgers, you're getting Whataburger this weekend. Right as you show up, I'm driving you from your airport to the from the airport to Whataburger. We're getting that for lunch that day.
Oh yes.
This Saturday, you're getting Whataburger for lunch.
Just would be like good old times.
And
yeah, it's only been a year since I've been there, but it feels like it's been forever.
Oh, dude. It blows my mind how long it's actually been. I mean, dude, it's been 5 months. Dude, it's freaking June. It feels like it was just Christmas.
Yeah. When we were just like chatting about like, because remember we were just chatting, you're like, man, I have now free time. I want to be doing the stuff for my YouTube channel and doing and you start with your Smash, with your Smash video. And then during that break, I did my, my end of the year stuff in my blog for like the game of the year stuff. And then we talked about like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to
start something?
And now here we are 5 months later
with a freaking website, bro.
And
bro.
A logo.
You know what this means?
We're getting close to trademarked.
I wouldn't mention that. No, no, that's fine. We have. I kind of wanted to wait to say this, but we have the trademarks in the works right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be done pretty soon, actually. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, excited news. But we do have which by the way, for everyone who's listening to this, by the time this is out, the website should be up. So it is statxmedia.freaking.com. We own it, boy. Statxmedia.com is our domain. And what this means is just a little personal brag on my part. We getting business cards, baby.
Oh yes.
We getting personal.
And I'm so glad we got it. We stuck with the name. Remember, it was like that's the one that I gave the suggestion on.
Yeah.
When we were talking like 10 different names. I'm glad.
Originally, it was Statix, like STATTIX, because we like the idea of like media and like statics radio and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Or radio statics. Get it? That would be kind of interesting. But we realized that was already taken, so we're like, you know what? What about StatX? Let's use the idea of like the statistic of crossing over and working together to improve something and improve a company, improve like our content. So it's gonna be pretty exciting.
And it's a good thing that we specified that we're media. Sorry, aerosol company called Statix, but we got this one.
So actually, I looked it up. The aerosol company isn't Statix. Statix is the name of the aerosol.
Interesting.
So there's no company called Statix. Technically, we're the first one. There's a product called Statix aerosol.
All right. So then I think that the litigious lawyers are not going to come bust our backs on that one. So
we may still have something, but we're in a completely different field. And to just be completely blunt, if you want to help us out, go buy an aerosol can called Statix. Help us out, and then we can use the idea of like, if they come at us and like, hey, you stole our name, we could be like, hey, we're helping your business because people are looking us up. People listen to our podcast. You know what? How about this? How about you sponsor us? Statix Media is now sponsored by Statix Aerosol. You got a fire? Is your computer on fire? Is your ears burning for this awesome podcast that you're listening to? Go to Statix and buy an aerosol can. It'll help you out.
Good for traveling 20-hour road trips.
Good.
With no air conditioner.
It's great. It's also great for whenever you listen to my new mixtape. So anyways, moving on. So we talked about pizza. We talked, and next week we're going to talk about burgers.
Oh yeah.
Places. Oh man, it's gonna be great, dude. Whataburger, I'm coming up, man. Whataburger's gonna be great. Ooh. Yeah.
I want to see if it still tastes like I remember.
Probably
people
not.
We're going Whataburger to not eat burgers. So that's why I'm like, which I always find interesting that people would like to go there to not eat a burger, which is like defeats the whole purpose. But that's the power of the.
Well, I mean, people like the honey butter. Yeah, there you go. You mentioned it, boy. Honey butter freaking chicken biscuit, the best freaking thing at Whataburger, hands down, easy.
I think it's fine.
Oh, it's great, man. Oh man, oh come on. All right, you know what we got to do after burgers? Chimkin, man.
Oh yeah, I think I have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, we gotta do some chicken strips, my dude. We gotta do some chicken strips. Yeah, so we got some cool stuff coming up. So as we just said, we have a we have a website coming up. I don't know why I forgot. We have a website coming out. We have some other really cool things coming up as well. Yeah, it's just just in general, it's just incredibly exciting. Some of these things that we have like starting very soon.
It's good to see our progress.
Yeah, and like
sometimes can feel discouraging to see if we're moving forward or if we are if we're about to achieve what we want to achieve, and it's always good to always keep on trucking along.
Keep moving. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a huge gap between startup and actual audience that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you know, it takes time and it takes effort and it takes a lot of content, and it may take years for us to find the audience that we want. But the big thing is to keep us from burning out, is to keep ourselves motivated, have little stepping stones over time, and eventually get to the audience that we were trying to find. And it's like, it's incredibly exciting to be here alongside you, Zach, and everyone else, and just seeing like all the things that will great come from it. And
also for the people that are listening to us right now, like for real,
absolutely.
just you guys, whoever's listening to us, and just being there, like to us, you're so valuable. That you're willing to listen to our rumblings of Whataburger and ranking pizza and
Lord,
it's like all that. It's just like, to me, that we highly appreciate that. It's like quite an honor to
like legitimately, if I had the money, I would pay you to listen to this, but you guys do it for free. Like you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for like, I mean, your money doesn't necessarily like provide us. I mean, maybe down the line, some sort of money will help us actually do this full time and be able to do it how we actually want to do it. But your ears, just listening to us, your eyes and your time is incredibly valuable to you. And the fact that you decide to use that time on us means so much to us. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone listening to us from the bottom of my heart. And I know from the bottom of Alejandro, and I know Zach isn't here because he would talk your ear off about this, of course. But Alejandro, I think Zach would be incredibly thankful as well.
Especially how far along he's come.
Oh man,
just with us, yeah.
Also, I mean, he has a YouTube channel now.
Yeah, Pathological Loser.
Pathological Loser. Yep, his new bird video will be going up soon. He'll be so mad that I'm saying this. his video about birds are coming up soon.
The different kinds of birds from the 1930s all the way to the modern times.
Yep, all specifically named Robin. Yeah. Anyways,
those Robins are real dicks.
Yeah, real Dick Graysons, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Real Todds. Good old
little
Wayne.
Drakes. Your little Drakes.
Yeah, stupid Drakes. Anyway, that's another kind of bird. I'd never realized that. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's, if anything, it's anything but subtle.
Yeah, very, very, very unsubtle here. If you like bird watching,
just as subtle as my old biology professor, Richard Seaman.
Oh yeah, Dick Seaman. I love that guy. Oh my Lord. Dude, I had him too. I had him for his last year.
Oh man.
Dude, I got a story about him. We got to talk about this. This is happening right now. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to go get a drink because my throat is bleeding. And I've been talking a lot because I've been having to carry the weight since Zach's been gone. So I have to talk a lot more. Oh, and one last thing, good news. My voice is back if you can't tell. Yay. I'm not sick anymore. Woohoo. Yeah, good for me. I was sick on my birthday. How sucky was that? Anyways, we will be right back and we'll be talking about Dick Seaman. Enjoy. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, guys. I hope that break wasn't too long. To be honest with you, I'm probably gonna edit that to where it's not super long, but it's been a good 10 to 15 minutes for us. Gave us some minute to kind of take a breather and talk a little bit about what else we want to talk about. But back to it. We promised Dick Seaman.
Yeah. So we are not kidding when there was a biology professor that studied reproductory biology as a specification with the name Dick Seaman.
Not kidding. First name Richard, last name Seaman. Not spelled differently. It's spelled exactly the way you think it is. And this dude, for real, was like, but for real, my name's Professor Seaman, but you can call me Dick. And we're like, what? but here's the thing. You may think like, oh, he's just a young guy. He's kind of funny, you know? No, this dude is not like 98 years old. This dude is old.
Yeah.
This dude has been a professor there since like what, 53 years ago?
Yeah, and he retired like 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's he's an old dude. I just having to imagine that he has had to live with that name for the whole life. But I think I had to also give it to him. He was a champion. He owned it in the best way possible, because it takes a gal. It takes balls to be like, yeah, this is my name, and I'm gonna study reproductive biology because why not? I'm gonna take the joke to its full conclusion. Man, oh man, those biology labs were something else.
Yeah, man. I want to know about your time with him, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about mine. So just see if it's similar. So this dude is old, and I mean like old. Like he had full on Alzheimer's or something. He had
That's
times.
He was developing Alzheimer's before he left.
Yeah, and so he day one in class, he comes up and he's like, hey, so if I'm never here, if there's ever a point where I'm not here, I'm probably in my office sleeping. My office is down there. Like, just come like knock on the door and wake me up and tell me class is starting, because sometimes I forget we have class.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait, what? Yeah, I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And then man, I think it was like the 4th week, and shame on me. I know I'm a butthole apparently. 4th week into the class. Remember in high school and some college classes when they wheel in a little TV and we play an old VHS and you watch that in the class? Well, you remember, so biology labs are like 2 hours long or 3 hours long-ish. Remember?
Yeah.
What's a week? Yeah. So we go in there. He's like, we're going to watch a video today. I'm really tired, so I'm going to take a nap. So just wake me up when it's over, and everyone just fill out these papers or whatever. And I raised my hand. I'm like, is this for a grade? And he said, no, just attendance is for a grade, but you'll learn some things on this video. I'm like, okay. So he takes a nap. No, he takes a nap. And everyone's watching the video, and it's super boring. But honestly, it's the same thing we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks, and everyone's like, we already know this. And so what I did, actually, screw it. I'm proud of it. He was asleep, and I was like, Mr. Seaman? Dick Seaman? I was calling his name. He was out. And I look around, and someone was going to go and say, I'll go tap him. I'm like, no. I'm like, what? And I was like, I was seeing if he's asleep. And so I was like, and I checked, I went and paused the video, and people were like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, does anybody in here want me to fast forward this video to the end? And I was like, raise a hand, counting 3, 2, 1. Almost everyone raised their hand. I was like, cool. So I fast forward the video. I grabbed the remote, fast forward the video to the last minute or something. And then I tap, and then I was like, okay, guys, just act like nothing happened. And I tap on his shoulder, wake him up. And I'm like, I kind of whisper to him, I'm like, hey, so the video's almost over. And I was wondering if we just leave when the video's over. And he was like, yeah, just go ahead and head out when it's done. I'm like, okay. So the video ends in like a minute, and then we all get up and we leave, and we're like, all right, have a good day. He's like, thank you. And none of us turn in the papers. We all just throw them away because it was not for a grade. So, so the 3-hour class turned into 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then he just went back to sleep and forget that he ever had class. I had times where he passed the test twice because he had forgotten. So some of us would take it twice to get a better grade and try to like snatch the other ones. So that we got the bad on because this is the new one.
Oh man, I had someone in my class tell him that he promised he would give us bonus points.
One time I was like, he was having trouble with the VHS, trying to connect it.
Yeah.
And then, because that's when I was working for IT.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, this is...
What does VHS stand for?
Video High...
Oh, VHS. It's your accent. I couldn't hear you. I thought you said B, like a B, like bat.
Oh, yeah, no, it's VHS. And,
VHS, yeah, okay.
And then I like stood up and fixed it without saying anything. And then everyone started clapping at me for fixing it. And as soon as I turn around, he smacks me in the face. Says, show off.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Dick Seaman smacked me in the head and called me show off for fixing his thing.
Did he do it jokingly, or did he actually hit you?
He hit me.
What the hell?
Yeah, I think he was joking, but he did hit me.
Oh my lord. I mean, he's senile and he's tenured, so he couldn't get fired. But I mean,
I wasn't offended. I laughed. I was like, especially because he called me show off.
Yeah.
Then I was assuming he was like joking.
Joking. Yeah. Dude, that's nuts.
Because it's so funny because that's like the second time that
Dude,
something funny has
so
happened.
you're telling me Dick Seaman hit you in the head? Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty gay, man.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty great.
And also remember Robin Akbar's hashtag it's a trap.
Yes. Yes, Akbar.
Robin Akbar.
Would you like to buy a calculator? Only $10.
Well, we're gonna talk about the volume of the cube.
William, yeah.
So
man, this is so inconsiderate. Nationalities,
know.
but it's so funny. I'm sorry.
So one time in his physical science lab, I was like so sleepyhead, and it was when that lab was like really old. So it had this big, huge screws in the table where you could put your finger on and start like lifting them. So I started like dosing up in his class and started doing that. He literally stops teaching. He comes by me without me noticing because that's how idle I was doing the thing. And he starts petting me in the face to be like trying to wake up.
What the frick? What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's
I mean, when I was in the class, I had Jordan Way and Jonathan Harris in there. And my ex as well. And he goes up to Jordan after Jordan answers a few of these questions, and every time Jordan would answer like a question right, he'd be like, "Good student, good student," like you tell a pet, like "good boy," you know. And then one time, John fell asleep, and he walks up to John and does the same thing. He like pets him on the head, and then we just kind of look at John, and John's like passed out, and he's petting John on the head. And then he looks at everyone, and he was like, "Shh, don't wake him up. He needs to sleep." And we're like, "Oh, what? How kind," and whatever. And then he walks up to the front, and he starts teaching louder. And then John wakes up, and was like, "Oh, did I wake you? I'm sorry."
No, one of my favorites is he would, and during test days, he would come in with his shades on.
Oh yeah, dude, it's great. And then Tootsie Roll. Remember Tootsie Roll?
Oh, I think
Branham.
Oh yeah, Sonny Branham. Yeah, the guy that the government guy.
Yeah, did he sing to you?
I think he did because I had his class my freshman year.
Got you on Valentine's Day. He did a top 10 Valentine's Day songs to play for your significant other.
He wasn't there for the Valentine's Day. Oh man,
dude, he's the number one was "I Want to Know What Love Is," and he sang it to us from start to finish.
No way.
It was beautiful. Oh my lord. And then at the end, he was like, "Here's some Tootsie Rolls. Give them to your significant others, and good luck. Have a good weekend." And we're like, "Oh my lord. What the heck?" So we walk in, and the whole room was like, he put pink stuff all over, and then flowers on the table, and he had this thing that had like a dude with like a rose in his mouth on the projector screen, and we're like, "What the heck?" And he was like, "Hey, happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna tell you about my top 10 favorite Valentine's Day songs of all time. To sing to your significant other."
When he first started teaching you, did he do the thing that if you're texting, he would rather watch you text like in front instead of like texting down by your legs because he would think that you're doing something else?
Oh yeah.
You know what? You know what that means?
Yeah,
I remember that time he led on. I was like, when that first started, I was like, "Is this for real?"
Oh, I love him so much. Yeah, he was like, he was like, "Hey, if I'd prefer that you hold your phone up here so I can see you texting rather than down here because it looks like you're playing with your Richard Seaman." So yeah, it's oh man, dude, that yeah. Oh jeez.
So a little story with Branham. Branham's the reason I was able to go to our college.
Really?
He was here in El Salvador visiting my high school during election time here. He brought a group of students, and I had just applied to our college the day before.
Yeah.
So like divine appointment, and then I met him while I was at recess in my school. Told him I had applied, and he said that he had told him that he told me the Lord had told me he was gonna be there to meet someone that he was gonna help come to the college.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it's funny how, it's small world. And then he was my government professor talking about that. So
yeah, small world.
Talk about distance. Yeah, what a crazy coincidence and what a big tonal dissonance of extremes. It's
pretty crazy.
Yeah, crazy, like small world. Small world, big world.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, man. I've had some pretty crazy scenarios where, like, for instance, I was flying back from San Diego and I landed in Dallas, and one of my friends from my childhood was at the same Dallas airport at the same time flying to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And so flying back where I came from. So I walk out of the plane and he walks in. I'm like, oh, dude, I haven't seen you in like 8 years. What the heck? and then I've had another time where I drove to Jacksonville, Florida, just for the most random Comic-Con that was like a dead con. It was a failure of a con.
Where was this?
This was like years ago. Like 3 years ago. I don't even know.
Did you drive from Oklahoma all the way to that Florida?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it was a very long drive. I went there with 2 friends of mine, and then my friend Ross from high school just happened to be at the right next to the convention center. He was staying there because they're just visiting there for spring break or something. And it's just a small world, man. It's like, you know, I have someone from high school that I haven't seen in a long time, and then I just randomly see him and his family. And then my mom messages me. She's like, hey, are you in Florida? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm just like an hour up. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm just up here, you know, on vacation with your dad. You're like, we'll drive down to visit you guys. I'm like, what? And so they drive an hour south and visit us in Jacksonville, Florida. So I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's a small world.
I love when that kind of thing happens because you never know, like, who's going to be pivotal in our lives when we least expect it, or when it's just a fun throwback.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because, like, especially now, like, Zach is probably one of my like best friends I have, and it's I know, boohoo, super mushy gushy here, but like, yeah, Zach's an awesome guy, and honestly, he's been a solid friend of mine since graduating college. But the thing is I've known him since freshman year, but I didn't talk to him at all. Like,
and you lived on the same floor.
Yeah, we lived on the same floor. If anything, it wasn't the fact that I tried to actively avoid him. It's just I always had other friends, and he had other friends, and maybe he was actually
because I was always in your room with Josh Martin. Hey, shout out Josh.
Oh, it's just his birthday, by the way. It's just his birthday the other day.
Oh yeah, it's sweet. Well, a happy belated birthday, Josh, if you're listening to this.
Happy belated birthday.
If you remember that we were in your room ranting about stuff to like the weed nights, the long nights.
Yeah, so, speaking of I just remembered weed. I was going to mention something about that.
Yeah, what are you going to talk about?
So I don't know if you follow, like, U.S. politics or anything like that, or...
about, like, the legalization of weed in certain states and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's legal in Oklahoma now.
Legal or illegal?
Legal, Legal.
I thought that was I remember that was from last year. Right?
It's actually quite recently. So it's recreational use is legal.
Oh, okay. But I think
medical use was
like last year, right? Because I remember when that happened.
A couple years ago.
I put on Facebook, I see Oklahoma reached a new high.
Yay! Yeah. So it is legal. You still have to have a card, but recreational use is legal, and so you can go and buy. Like it's incredibly easy to get. Well, maybe it's not just recreational. Here's the thing. It is incredibly easy to get a medical marijuana license in Oklahoma. Not speaking out of personal experience, but speaking out of people that I know. And then you just go and buy some, and then there you go.
Man,
so
Oklahoma's gonna be much smellier when I get back, isn't it?
Much more mellower. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because as an RA, I had to deal with a lot of people
smoking,
doing the weed and
doing weed, smoking weed. They don't do weed. You're smoking.
And they would do it in their rooms at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that was retarded. Yeah, that's retarded. You don't do that. You don't do that in a room. There's smoke alarms in the rooms, you retards. Oh my God.
But the thing is that there wasn't even need for smoke alarm. You could smell it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when
it was some of those people were Dumases. I knew exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. And what was so funny was that I remember how it happened. It was the beginning of spring 2016 semester. I was in my room playing Lego Batman 3.
That's random.
And then a guy that wasn't even from my floor comes into my room and is like, hey, I need to tell you something and you're absolutely gonna hate this. I was like, what happened? And he was like, walk out. I was like, please tell me no. And I walk out and I see a huge haze and the big smell. And I had a guy straight up laughing. He was like, good luck. And goes inside his room. I was like, are you freaking kidding? Are we doing this at 1:30 in the morning? Are we doing this at 1:30 in the morning? And then I key into the guy's room. It was 2 of them that unbotched their window trying to throw it away. And I caught them in the act.
Idiots. Oh my Lord. Tomases. I mean, if I'm gonna be blunt, just go to the top floor where no one lives, go to the bathroom, and then boom, there you go. But no, I mean,
but not at freaking 1:30 in the morning when everyone's there. And in front of the head chaplain room.
Really? Oh Lord, people are not.
They're the ones that came over to tell me.
Oh, man, people aren't the smartest. Anyways,
yeah, Oklahoma.
Weedlahoma. I to be blunt, I don't talk politics, and I hate talking politics on anything, like especially this that represents me. But honestly, I have no problem with recreational use. I personally won't use it.
Me neither.
But I mean, hey, kudos to you. I mean, if you use it, good for you. If it doesn't ruin your life, then great. If it helps you with anxiety and if it helps you with all the stuff, dude, good, have at it, man. Get as high as you want. I don't care.
Exactly. It's like you do your life. I'm not endorsing it personally, but I understand why it's been given that
legalization.
Legalization to some way. So
yeah,
to each your own. Just be safe.
I mean, it's
and be driving and smell and then create accidents.
Yeah, I mean, it's as long as it's not meth or anything. It's just like alcohol. Just be wise with it. Don't come to work drunk. Don't come to work high, etc. And you're fine. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah, is what it is. So, anyways, this has been episode 3 of. Oh, actually, no, I was about to mention this. Last thing. Sorry. One last thing. Pop Culture Podcast is not dead. We have another episode coming up very soon, and 3 more being recorded very, very soon. Also, anyone who follows Joel on social media or knows about Joel or who Joel is, because you listen to the Pop Culture Podcast, he's getting married in August. Yep. Wish him luck.
Exactly. He's
game over, Joel.
A kept man. Finally, it's we wish Joel the best, and we hope
game over.
Yeah, game over for him. Now he's like stuck to the hip.
Yep.
but it's like that podcast still in rotation here, and may not be a weekly thing like we do, but it'll come when it's there, and he for sure will have some fun stuff to talk about.
Yep, and actually, audio quality of it is about to get a lot better very soon. Look forward to that. Episode 7, not so much. Episode 8, maybe. We'll see. Anyways, we got some pretty cool things coming up with that. We have some pretty cool things coming up here. Stay tuned. If you don't follow this YouTube channel, please subscribe to this channel. We have some extra special E3 content coming very soon. And if you like anything nerdy or like D&D related, please subscribe, because you're going to see some really cool things coming up very soon. And last thing, shout out to our website, statxmedia.com. Please go check it out. We're actually quite proud of it, and it's going to do nothing but grow from here on out.
Exactly.
Because thankfully with that, it's not going to get worse. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just gets better. And if you want to contact us for any sort of reason, you can do it through the website now.
Yep, and you can just follow the instructions there. It's quite clear, and it's very simple.
Very easy.
We'll let you find that out as you go there.
Yep, go there and you can check it out. And by the way, I want to hear from you. If you saw the website, if you went to the website through this podcast, please let us know. Contact us and tell us, hey, I came to the website through the podcast, and we'll reply to you. We'll tell you, hey.
And you can do that through our social media channels and all that. Let us know what you think, because we definitely want to keep making this for the better and more efficient.
Absolutely.
And cleaner and sexier.
Amen. Hey, Poppy, that's hot. So last thing, thank you again. We said this earlier before the break. Thank you so much for listening to this. You guys are awesome. This is episode 3. We are actually enjoying this quite a lot, and StatX Media is not dead. There's been a lot of stuff in the works, like we said earlier, with this website and with me and getting my new job and moving into a new place, and Zach moving as well. There's been some things here and there, but for here on out, we are going to be backlogging some episodes. So if there's anything happens on a week, we'll be releasing an episode.
It's been quiet anyway in the world of entertainment, but it's definitely not going to be quiet pretty soon.
Yep, it's about to explode. E3's next week, boy.
Oh, yes.
And this Wednesday, stay tuned. We're going to be doing some things for the new Pokemon Direct.
Yes.
I'm quite excited. So we'll have Zach, you, and I hopefully on here talking and reacting to the Pokemon Direct. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to this channel. Follow us on social media. What is your social media tags?
_Dro Segovia and Alejandro Segovia 93 on Instagram.
Sounds good to me. Mine is pretty much on Instagram. Go follow @it's Jayohkay. Same YouTube channel, just with its ITS in front of it. And then also on social media, it's @Jayohkay, Jayohkay, or is it it's Jayohkay? It's one of the two. I'll link it at the bottom below. Anyways, thank you for listening to episode 3. Thank you for listening to episode 3. Stay tuned. We have some really cool things coming up very soon. Go check out the website right now, please, and let us know if you check it out. And if you want anything to change about it, let us know. And if you hate our new logo design, let us know. Actually, let someone else know. I don't care. I like my new logo design.
Same here.
So suck it, nerds. Anyways, yeah. So I think that wraps up episode 3. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Keep on gaming. Keep on going.
Absolutely. Hey, stay tuned. E3 coming up. If you're a gamer, listen to next week's special episode we're going to have. We're going to be talking about a lot of E3 things. You're going to enjoy it. If you're not a gamer, still stay tuned because we talk about movies, comics, etc. We talk about a lot here at Static Media.
And we're going to be talking about
Freaking burgers. Episode 4 is going to have our official StatX Media burger list. And if anyone who's listening out there and is a part of StatX Media or knows anything about StatX Media, we just told our official StatX Media pizza list. And if you have any complaints, go to our website and let us know.
What is your S tier?
Yeah, what is your S tier and why is it Domino's?
And is Little Caesars an A tier pizza?
Yeah, that's
scream at us in our social media.
And what's your least favorite pizza and why is it Mazio's? Let us know. Anyways, thank you for listening. We will catch you next week. And this is PJ and Alejandro.
You're out.
Say your name.
I'm Alejandro.
And
in the words of Mark Cuban, I'm out.
And we're done here, boys. See you next week.